Well, Joan, who are we?
We are Quilters HQ, Windmill Sewing Center, and Sewing Machines Express. The websites are quiltershq.com, windmillsewingcenter.com, and qhq2.com. Okay, so show and tell. We have a quilt that was put together by Vicky here at the store, and it is stunning. We do have kits for this. The kit is $109. You got to show them the quilt.
I'm working my way.
$101.99. And that includes the pattern. Isn't that gorgeous? Give us a thumbs up. And so she did a blanket stitch with the sewing machine to fuse all of the sunflowers. You would think that this would be our shop hop quilt, but it's not. So here is the kit. Comes with just an extra bag for all of the white. But this is a beautiful collection. These are Moda fabrics and Paintbrush Studio solid white. But an amazing quilt. So I don't think we've proofed it yet, so if you see threads hanging off of it, just ignore those. This is one I designed, and you have too. You've sewn this block already. This is from one of our blocks for the block of the week.
How cool is that?
I know, they're right here. Let me see if I can snag these. The quilt measures 52 by 52, and it comes with all of the fabrics. The reds are going to be a little bit different, and the creams are going to be a little bit different. It's a lot of yardage, and so we have to cut a lot of kits. It is $59.95 and includes the pattern. This is AccuQuilt friendly, so if you are making the sew along, you can use the block pattern that we used to make this quilt too. To Cheryl in our Springfield store. So she was in the store. It's kind of a happy moment for me. She was in the store and she was making these. These are Kleenex box holders. I searched all through the store. We don't have one of the square Kleenex boxes to show you it in action. But these are just adorable, and I thought she was making these, and I thought these would be perfect for Candy at the quilt show in Branson. So I put her to work, and she made 6 of these. So thank you, Cheryl. And I'm going to show you how to make this later. So stay tuned, and we're going to be using a compensating foot, which is a lot of fun. So let's get started with our block. Tonight's pattern is super easy. This is you can call them 2x4s. It's not quite.
It looked like a Tetris block to me, but
it does kind of look like a Tetris block. It's a really easy block to make. Super easy to cut out. We won't take up all of our time because the Kleenex box holder will take just a couple of minutes to make. Super easy. You're going to need a pen and paper to take notes on how to make this. But you'll be fine. Once you see it made, you may not even need notes. So we are using die number 8 from the 8-inch cube. It's 2.5 by 4.5. That's where I got the 2x4s. So we need 12 patches of the white. So let's layer and cut these.
what was one of the things that you liked at the show the best?
I got some inspiration for some quilt designs. I look at other people's stuff and I go, I like that, but it's not quite me. So I like to take what somebody else did and make it unique to me, just uniquely mine. So there's my 12 of those. I liked meeting all of the people.
There were a lot of people.
There were a lot of people. We're going to help some people start their businesses for quilting. So that's always fun. I love home-based businesses. We need 16 patches of this one. And I'm a little bit off on this, so I'm going to just straighten this selvage out a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect, but... So we need 16 of the blue. Seeing everybody was great.
Seeing the amazing work of the quilts is pretty awesome too. I mean, they really were pretty amazing. So
the quilts were incredible, very incredible.
I think a lot of people had fun on some of the classes. We got to hang out with Eleanor Burns for just a little bit. What a phenomenal lady!
Yeah, she's a riot. When I was, we were waiting for Sam to come into the classroom to do the demo on the machine, because she had never sewn on it before. And she was like, okay, everybody caress their machine. And I was like, that's awesome.
It was pretty fun.
Yeah, she's pretty funny.
And we got to take pictures with her. So
yeah, we'll post those. I don't know if I sent them to Molly or not, but we did actually have someone bring in their quilt from the last shop pop we did. They made it bigger. So
oh, cool.
I know. So there is all of those pieces, and we need 4 of this. So in your kit, you'll have a half of a width. The kit cost is $5.33 this week.
For this one?
Yep. $5.33. Building's coming along nicely.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Move dates. April 27th and 28th. Moving company is going to be here. So we're going to start some sales. So if you are not subscribed, go to quiltershq.com, sign up for the newsletter because you don't want to miss, because I don't want to pay to move it. I'd rather move it to your home than my new location. So, okay, so I have piecing instructions on here. And so you're going to make 12 of the blue and the white, and you're going to make 4 of the blue and the red units. So we only need 1 for our little quarter of our square of the blue and the red, and then we need 3 of the blue and the white. So I'm just going to fly through these. I've got to put my bobbin in too. I was winding a new bobbin. And of course I'm sewing with my favorite thread, which is Aerofill color number 2615, which is this aluminum color. This appears, I use it everywhere. And it'll work much better than pink. I hope everybody's excited about seeing a new foot. This is one of my favorite feet. So when you're sewing on either the TL 2010 or the TL 18, you have access to the industrial feet, which you don't normally with your home sewing machine. And so the compensating foot is one that is just, it's a lot of fun. Okay, let's sew our red one first. Find my pedal. Set our stitch length. Back stitch that because it was kind of a small. And they go fast. 1,500 stitches per minute, I think.
The 18?
Yeah. Let's find out. You time it.
Sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
You count.
19,
also.
11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, went way too fast for me to count.
Oh.
Joan, we've got some of the classroom machines are left over, some M7s and 9450s. So,
And the Sapphire.
For you Springfield viewers, definitely might want to give a call to the store. There's a great bundle for that. So call in, talk with one of the sales reps.
And even Kansas
Down
City
there.
viewers too. I mean, I can't
Great
deliver
machines.
it to you from this store, but it's worth a drive down there. Trust me on that one. Prices.
Prices are good. Very good.
And the machines, we already know they work.
Great machines. So.
Doesn't happen often, but every once in a while I get one out of the box and it just doesn't sell. These, we know all of them sell. Let me find my doohickey. Multi-function finger presser tool. I think these are $7.99 or $7.95. So you don't really need to worry a whole lot about which direction you press your seams on this because they're not going to line up. So on the white one, I am going to press away from the white though, just because I don't want that showing through.
Hi, Mary. You're not late. You can always rewatch.
Yep. And I think I did make this once, and I had to pick it out and remake it because I did not lay it out beforehand, and it was the red ones that threw me off. So you're going to make 4 units exactly like this. And so then you just rotate them. So I'm only going to sew this 1 unit. So let's sew these 2 together because I have them right there. Okay. And I'm going to press that towards that unpieced side. And then we'll take it over and do a really good press with the iron. You know, I had not been to Branson since I was a kid. We used to go down in the summertime and go to Silver Dollar City. And it was literally, it was a town where there was like one main road. And there was like maybe 2 diners. And I think they might have had a McDonald's. It's kind of iffy. But it's all growed up now. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff down there. Yeah, I have a zip line.
Carrie's from around there, and we went on an adventure for the Walgreens and Walmart to replenish water and candy.
Yeah.
And I was just amazed at all the stuff, how much it's grown up down there. It's just everywhere.
Yeah. And then I had a lady come up, and I was talking to her about a long arm, and we were just chit-chatting, and she goes, oh, I live in Salem. And I'm like, I know where that is. I grew up in Summersville. And she goes, well, I grew up in Summersville. She's like, how old are you? And I said, well, you know. And she's like, what's your maiden name? And I told her. And she's like, oh, I used to ride the school bus with you every day. It's a small, small world. And I believe her mom used to actually drive the school bus. A little bit later. Okay, here is our corner piece. How cool is how quickly this block goes together. I'll press it the other way. And so you're going to make 4 of these units and piece them together. We're not making 4 tonight because we have other things to show you. But there it is.
Nice.
Yeah. I think I might actually have this one already finished.
It's the last one, isn't it?
It is the last one.
Oh,
so there's your finished block. So my mistakes are your advantage because
Hi, Debbie.
you won't have to pick this out because I struggled with this a little bit. And it's because it was probably late at night after dinner and I was a little bit tired, but I know this block is in there now, in those blocks. Okay, so let's clear a spot and we're going to talk just for a second and then we're going to sew.
Yay!
Yay! Sewing. That's what we love to do. So these will make great holiday gifts for your not quilt worthy people. We know who they are. We won't name names, but we all have them in our lives. And for me, it's people who said, please don't give me any more quilts. So I'm like, okay, I will. So we had some scraps laying around. This is a holiday fabric collection. And it was just not enough to make a fat quarter. So for your viewing pleasure. These are super easy to make. You need a, was it in there?
I didn't see it.
I might have it at home.
Maybe.
You need some pins and two 15-inch squares, and one of the squares needs to be stabilized. And I am using, this is Bosel's Durafuse, fusible non-woven medium. So it's kind of, it's a little bit stiff. So you can see it's got some body to it. This sells for $5.41 a yard, and a yard 15 inches you can get, and it's half.
Hi, Julie.
Half the size, so you can get at least what, 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I've already fused. This is going to be the inside. This is going to be the outside. I've already fused this because, you know, watching somebody iron is just not the funnest thing on the planet. So I'm going to line these up. I'm going to put a couple of pins in. Remember our discussion about, do you sew over the pins? Do you not sew over the pins?
Oh, yeah.
So
There was a poll, I think we did.
there was a poll that we did. I'm just going to pin so that I don't have to even worry about the pins. You do need to leave an opening so that you can turn this. I am putting pretty sides together, right sides together, and then we're going to turn this. And then we're going to use the compensating foot. It's a really fun foot.
New shoes.
New shoes.
Aren't they always fun?
I use it when I'm binding. Oh, that's too big. Let's get a skinny one. And I'm just stabilizing this in place so that it doesn't shift on me when I'm sewing.
Molly has her fun shoes on tonight.
Oh, yeah. Those are cool. I was admiring those. Vans, right?
Yep.
Yep. Vans were popular when I was in younger high school.
Yeah, they were, weren't they?
They were. Rule of thumb, if you wore it the first time, you don't get to wear it the second time. Bell bottoms, wide leg jeans. So if I were to wear bell bottoms, the hourglass
Parachute
would
pants.
be in the wrong place, if you know what I mean.
Parachute pants.
Parachute pants. I don't think those will
Those shouldn't
ever
come
come back.
What?
Those should not come back.
Those should not come back. Okay, so I'm going to start sewing probably about 3 inches from the edge here, and I'm going to leave an opening about yay big. I'm going to reinforce my starting seam simply because when I turn it, I don't want it to tear. So I'm using a 1/4 inch seam, and I'm just guessing. So when I get to, good guess, about a 1/4 inch seam. These don't have to be perfect. This is just fly along. I'm going to loosen my presser foot pressure. Getting a little bit of
Pucker?
puckering here. Oops. Caught on my cord. I am excited about the new studio.
It's gonna be nice.
Yeah.
Hi, Lisa. Thank you for sharing. We do appreciate that greatly. Hi, Carol. How are you tonight?
If I had to do it over again, I think I would put the fusible side on top and let the feed dogs sew the.
No, we're not at the new store yet, Julie. The move's gonna be at the end of April.
27th and 28th.
You just like to make an entrance.
So every email that we send out is going to have those dates on because we will be closed. We're hoping to be reopened by the following Monday. Okay, anytime you're working with squares on the corners, you want to just notch these corners off. You do not want to cut into your stitching. And I'm just kind of rounding it a little bit. And that's going to give you nice sharp points. And I'm going to reach into my, well, I got to find it, my reinforced seam here. And turn all of this stuff right side out. Also not fun to watch, but.
Do you want the Floriana turning tool?
Do you have one?
Sure.
I think there's one in there.
Yeah. Good use for it.
If you can find it. I don't know the cost off the top of my head for them.
These all look like pins.
And then I'm just going to straighten it out while he's looking for that turning tool. I might not wait. I'll just use my doohickey to reach in here and straighten this out. And then we're going to walk over to the iron, which I have already hot, waiting just for this. And I'm just poking that seam out.
It's a great product for that.
It is a great product for that. I improvised. That would be better because it is longer.
Yeah. This is the R&K Precision Turning Tool. They're $15.99.
The coolest thing about that is it looks like it's round, but it's actually like a pencil. So when you put it down, it's not going to roll away. And it's longer than my doohickey. Okay, so we've got all of our seams kind of sharp here. Looks like a little pillow. We're going to press this, and then I'm going to tuck this opening. I'm going to pull these seams in and make sure that they line up with my sewn seam and press those down too. So let's go to the lower star. Don't need that corner. And you want to press both sides on this too. Is everybody with me so far? Give me a thumbs up if you are.
Throw an emoji out there if you're following along.
And then I'm just going to make sure that this seam is, the side that was stabilized is laying nice and flat and smooth. And so I just want to make sure this side looks good as well. little shot of steam. Makes everything lay flat. Okay. So next thing we're going to do, let me iron this side too.
Oh, Cheryl said she was glad to see you making the box.
Yeah, I told her I was going to do it. Was she on when I was giving her a shout out for saying thank you?
Cheryl, did you get the shout out? Thank you.
Okay. Turned inside out. Turned right side out. So you've got your two pieces. One side is fused, one side is not. And my foot. So, I don't know if you can get in close enough. So a compensating foot has this little spring on one side. It's actually lower on one side than it is the other. So our needle is going to go here, and this is going to give me a perfect, I believe this is the 7 millimeter, which is nope, this is a 1/4 inch. So this is going to be a 1/4 inch top stitch. We're still going to do it in this decorative thread that I have already preloaded. So let's just trade out our foot. We don't need this magnet. I'm just going to stick it right there.
Oh, how handy.
I know, right? So this foot and the 7 millimeter come with the TL18. So why would you want a 7 millimeter? Scant quarters. 7 millimeters is a scant quarter. So if you have a pattern that calls for a scant quarter, you could just put that foot on and have your scant quarter already there. And so I'm going to pull my bobbin out because I want a longer tail, because I'm going to use these for top stitching. So when you're doing that, you want to pull your threads to the top just like you were quilting, so that we can trim them nice and tidy. And I'll show you how to do that in just a second.
Do they make a compensating foot for the Janome?
They do not. So the compensating foot is an industrial foot. So you need an industrial or a semi-industrial machine. I think Brother might make one, but it actually might be for their industrial machine. I know I've seen one.
So what would you recommend to customers who have to get similar results?
Similar results, you can use your 1/4 inch foot with a guide. The compensating foot is just a little bit sturdier. So like when you have that little blade, sometimes when you're sewing something this thick and already stabilized, it can cause that little guide to bend a little bit. So I'm going to do a needle up, needle down, needle up, actually.
Hi, Carol. How are you tonight? Welcome to the show.
And then I'm going to grab a hold of that bobbin thread. And I'm just going to pull these off to the side. I'm going to try and line up pretty close. And if you'll notice, I'm actually sewing, I don't know if you can see right here, I'm actually sewing the side that has the opening first, because I want to stabilize that before we do anything else. And I said I was going to, and I didn't. So I think it's easier to sew the side that has the stabilizer in it. So let me do this again. Needle down, needle up. Maybe I can say it right this time. So the stabilizer was causing my my fabric to slide a little bit. So I'm just flipping it over. And I'm going to sew through this side first. And I'm going to make my stitches probably, we'll say 2.5 inches. And then I'm just going to guess when I'm close to that, and then pivot.
So, Vicki, Joan was saying that on the Janomes you could just use probably your 1/4 inch foot, your standard 1/4 inch foot. Would be easiest.
Well, Cheryl's on here. Cheryl, what machine?
I think she has a baby lock, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
So Brother and baby lock. Okay. last side. Well, almost. This and a partial. And I'm pulling my threads aside from where I started. Maybe one more stitch.
So Cheryl said, yeah, she has a baby lock. She just used her 1/4" foot.
And again, I want to trim these, so I'm just going to pull this out and use my scissors. Because when we're doing top stitching, we want it to be tidy. Move that one out of the way. And this is my first time making this, so that's how easy these are. Cheryl was telling me it was pretty easy, and when she explained it to me, I was like, yep, that's pretty easy. 3 1/2. So we're actually sewing these in here. Took me a second, but I think I'm on the right page now. If I can find the right angle on my ruler.
We got a few minutes left.
Okay. So there's 3 1/2 right there. Three and a half right there. I'm actually going to draw this right there. And same thing here. 3 1/2.
She said, that's right.
That's right. Little bit
Cheryl
slow.
said you're on track now.
I am cooking with gas, folks. Okay. And so let's make my stitches about 2 inches. Spin it around, so this other seam. And then we fold it in half and do the same thing again, right? So you measure. It'd be easier if I had a smaller ruler.
Which
Okay.
one you got enough?
Yep. Marking tool.
Oh, it's supposed to snow. Bummer.
What?
Yeah.
It was
Cheryl said that's right, by the way.
1, 2. It helps if I mark it in the right place, though. 3 1/2 right there. And I'm going to draw my little line here. And then I'm going to sew this. I'm going to come back and measure the other one. And by magic, when Molly puts this video together, it's going to look perfect. Okay, so we got 3 sides.
Everybody's saying, keep that snow in Michigan. We don't want any.
No, no snow here.
Yeah.
No snow allowed. I am done with the snow. I tell you.
Yeah, that's some nice weather.
Yeah.
Just for change.
Days at the lake, fishing. Not me. I usually
Fishing?
do, yeah, not me. I usually do paper hexies when Robert's fishing.
Yeah. Vicky said she's done over that snow too.
I think everybody is. over the snow. Okay. And then all you need to do, flatten your base out, and then these sides get folded over. And I don't have a free arm on this machine, but you're just going to tack them down. Or you can put a button or something decorative, or you could take them to your serger, just serge them off. Right there, we'll just pin it for the show and come back on another machine and finish it. Fold in half, not cornerwise. I don't know why I was going corner to corner. Confused. And I can tell you, they make great candy dishes.
They do make great candy dishes.
They
Yeah,
look
so you could put a button or whatever you
Mhm.
wanted on there. You could fold the corners down, right? And put
Yep. You
Yeah,
could
too.
fold these down
and
under there.
like a button or.
I kind of like them standing up.
It's kind of cool standing up because they look like
Yeah.
a flower budding or something.
Looks like a tulip.
A tulip. There you go.
And it's spring.
All right, you got a very cute from Cheryl, so you finished it.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good night.
Enjoy your week, and remember to change your needle. Check your thread path.
There was something else we were going to add too.
What did we add?
Oil your hook.
Yep. Add a drop of oil.
Yep.
To make your life sing.